Donald Trump has presented himself as a pro crypto president. Is this true? And if so, what are the implications for the U.S. regulatory environment? Today's guest, Lee Bratcher, will provide some analysis on what the Trump's second term in office could mean for crypto. Lee, welcome to Open Source.
Bobby, thanks for having me on.
Well, look, I'm excited to get into it. I don't know if you know, I did 40 episodes about cryptocurrency on a show called Daily Drop. And since Trump got elected, you've seen the crypto market absolutely explode. What are we looking at? What's the current state of crypto regulations for the US market?
Yeah, right now everyone is, kind of euphoric given that the Republicans will have the House and the Senate. Trump will obviously appoint pro crypto leaders to head different agencies like the SEC and Treasury. We're still in a wait and see pattern though as to when we might see market structure legislation. Everyone thinks that market legislation is coming in 2025. We just don't know when that might be. So stablecoin legislation and market structure legislation should be sometime next year, and those will be both very bullish. Obviously, the price, the markets have responded already in expectation of that, and we do think that that will be forthcoming. Obviously, Chair Gensler resigning, announcing his resignation, he'll step down the day before Trump takes office, is a bullish sign as well.
So, what have the frustrations been up to this point? Like, where are we at? Let's take a look at where we're at today.
Yeah, we've had a challenging time. Obviously, Congress has not passed legislation, which is the priority. And in absence of that legislation, it's up to the various agencies to regulate as they see fit. And the SEC has taken a very destructive approach, not constructive. They've everyone's heard the term regulation by enforcement. Essentially, what that means is they're not providing rulemaking. They're not providing rules of the road and guidelines for innovators to operate within. And those innovators, those investors, and those entrepreneurs have been going overseas. And the dev share, the percentage of developers in the Web3 world that are located in the United States has dropped from around 40% to 26% during the Biden administration, which has not been a good trend. And so that's what we've been fighting against, and that's what will hopefully change in a future Trump administration.
So, look, maybe it's a silly question, but why has there not been more progress?
What we've seen is various staffers within the Biden administration. I don't think President Biden himself actually cares much about this industry one way or the other, but Elizabeth Warren certainly does, and she has staffed many of the financial services positions within the White House and within Treasury and other agencies that obviously matter quite a bit to our industry. And with the outgoing administration, those staffers are political appointees, and they will be departing. That's very good news for the digital asset industry. We also saw Senator Warren soften a bit in her debates with John Deaton, her challenger. She softened a bit on her stance against crypto. You're not going to be hearing about the anti-crypto army from Senator Warren, mostly because the polling firms and her staff have said, hey, that's a losing issue. You're not gaining any voters by being anti-crypto. You're just losing a lot of voters.
So, we've only got about a minute left till the break, but would you say that crypto has really become politicized?
We're trying really hard not to. There are still a lot of excellent lawmakers on the Democratic side of the aisle, such as Ro Khanna, Richie Torres, and many others that are promoting digital asset innovation in the U.S. And what I'd say is more of a generational gap. You have older members of specifically the Democratic Party, and even a few older members of the Republican Party that have been less inclined to want to learn about this industry. I think that's changing. I think the future of the Democratic Party is people like Representative Torres and Representative Ro Khanna. So I'm not too worried about it being politicized in the future, although in the near term, it does appear to have been a little bit politicized.
It's interesting because I have a lot of guests on. You hear the same things come up again and again and again. How when you're working within an institutional structure, there's all these people who they don't know the technology, right? So education is really the big gap here. Look, I'm looking forward to getting more into Trump and specifically what he's going to do. Obviously, like people don't really know, but it is intriguing some of the people that he's bringing on, and I'm curious to see where it goes. We've got Lee Bratcher here on open source.